I'm in Salad and I saw Totally Killer. It is directed by Nanachka Khan, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This was requested by very famous YouTuber Tony from Hack the Movies. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that. Patreon.com/ASEPresents. On with the movie. First of all, the premise is pretty simple. We have a guy, he does a little bit of a murder. Every 16th birthday of this particular friend group, we have the Sweet 16 Killer. He kills people on their sweet 16th birthday 16 times, and he's back at it again. Like, he stopped for like many years, and then he's back. And then here I am just thinking, dang it, why didn't I get Sweet 16 killered? What did I do on my sweet 16th birthday? Oh man, I was actually with like a bunch of people. I was with the band. We were doing a field show. We were traveling, and that was a fun 16th birthday. Yeah, that was interesting. You know, I guess I wasn't in a setting to be sweet 16th killered because I was surrounded by like 100 kids on my birthday. That was fun. Anyway, that's not applying to this movie. This movie is really interesting. So this person particularly notices a pattern, and she's like, I want to stop it. And immediately I'm like, hey, why you gotta stop it? Stop trying to stop it. Stop trying to stop time. Just be okay with it. And she has to go back in time because, why? To prevent the death of her mother or something, or someone's mother. This part confused me. I got confused by this part. I honestly was just thinking this entire time, like, man, she is going to mess up her life. Amelia and Jamie, I know, I get it. You want to stop the Sweet 16 Killer because it's happening again and it affected your friend Pam, but it's quite unfortunate that she's named after a butter substitute that you spray on your pans that makes things not stick. It's quite unfortunate that she's named that. I'm sorry for your loss, but don't go back in time to fix what has happened. It could be a Sweet 16 Killer guy had a son and then taught his son the ways. Don't know. Or maybe it's the same guy. Don't know, but we gotta go involve time travel in this? Dude, no, stop. I don't want you to involve time travel. Time travel is never safe, it's never good, it's never clean, it's never good, it's never cut, it's good, it's never freaking explained well except for when it is. Okay, you also gotta consider, if you wanna go back in time, then what are you doing? Have you seen the Flash movie? The one that everyone hates? Even that movie is like, yeah, we can't exactly tamper with time because we have to go back and reset everything because, or else things are going to change. And I personally, this movie doesn't change enough for me in the end for me to like really like it that much. Like, it really just is this chick is like the entire time trying to change the past. And I'm like, stop that. And there's some explanations of the time travel stuff, but nothing that really makes me like think, oh yeah, that makes sense. It kind of, it's like, what? I think like one of the explanations of the time travel was that there was like no alternate timeline things. That makes sense to me, because it's like, oh, if you alter time, then you're on an alternate timeline, and here we go. But then like, they're like, oh, well, as long as if you go back, you change it, then that changes the future. And then once you go back and fix the thing, the future isn't changed. But I'm like, thinking like, I don't remember if that's exactly what they said, but if you can let me know in the comments below. I just remember it. I didn't really like the explanation. It made me think like, you know, there has to be like some sort of period of time in which the change did occur, and so some events were changed. It's just not that easy to fix. You can't change the past and then let things happen normally. It doesn't happen like that. You got to consider like all the things are connected. Literally everything is connected. The world is tiny. Okay, tiny world over here. Got all them red strings going around. If you affect one, choom choom, then a couple of red strings are chopped off, choom choom, and then like new red strings are formed in your place, and then like all the things would be different. Everything would be different if you changed one thing in the past. So I just don't like this movie's casual like use of time travel. I'm not a big fan of that, but honestly, it's whatever. The part that really got me the most is it's honestly hilarious. There's some witty back and forth that's like, hey, you can't say that word. Like, wow, like going back into the 80s and like they use the word retarded. And like this lady in 2023, she's like, oh, you can't use that word, haha. And then like the freaking 80s dudes just look at her like all weird, like, huh? And so I interpreted that like as like, oh, I think it's funny that it's like, who cares? Who cares? Like, no one cares in the 80s. You're just using words. I have never lived in the 80s. I've only lived 2000 on, and living throughout the 2000s, it was a lot of like, what can I say, what can't I say? And so ultimately, I'm just like, I don't care. This movie just made me laugh because it's just words, and the 80s guys are like, yeah, it's just words. It's whatever. But there seemed to be like more mean-spirited things going on back then. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember the time travel era was like very like chaotic. It was like a more chaotic time. There's a lot of less checks and balances. Like, we have these 2023 chicks going to the future, back to the future. Wait, going to the past? Yeah, they go into the past, and they're going to the past, and they're like, oh, yeah, we gotta see this guy. And, like, they don't have to provide any ID like you gotta do in, like, 2023. You can, like, provide, oh, I'm a name. Who do you work for? Hey, this agency. Come along with me. Oh, does this mean that we can, like, just slack off on our jobs? All right, cool. I'm gonna take the excuse. It's not my job. I liked that part of the movie. I liked, like, showing the difference between the 1980s and current decade. The 2020s is, I guess, current decade. So that's fun. Also, I find it really fun that they have to fix the time machine. They only had enough plutonium to go back in time once. Oh, wait, that's Back to the Future. They only had enough just to go back once, and so they have to find another way. Actually, you know what? It was a very fun, really dumb idea. It was so dumb. Why would you base your time travel powers on Wi-Fi? You're going to time. What, you thought you were only going to the future? What if you had to go to the past at any point before 2010? Or 2000 wasn't even like, there wasn't even wide Wi-Fi in 2000. It was like 2010 is when all this stuff started. So you based your powers on a phone that needed Wi-Fi? How stupid is that? Like, it doesn't even, like, transform, like, in the Haddock's books where, like, if you just go back in time, like, it depends on whatever time period the time travel device changes with the time period. I found that to be cool, but it's dumb. I don't like it. Anyway, so that kind of annoyed me, but I do like the spinny thing, and wow, there's a battle. Oh no, there's a guy trying to stop him from doing time travel, but they're doing the spinny and the quantum spinny thing, and then they go back to the future, and then they have a chill time, and it seems like almost nothing has changed. And I'm like, what the frickety frack fuku fuku daba? The reason why they even went to the time travel, they did the time travel is, oh, we gotta stop the killers, and so let's go to the group of friends, say I'm from Canada, and try to be like, oh, hey, let's actually, hey, don't go over here. I'm a psychic, and I can predict the future, and wow, if one of our friends is dead, we gotta go to a cabin, and wow, the other friend is dead, okay. Oh, wow, I accidentally messed up the order, and actually it was the opposite order. Let me see if I can save my friend, and I guess I did somehow. And it takes a lot of willpower, and there's also a lot of references to, hey, have you seen Scream? No, that came out in the 1990s, and this is the 80s. This is the 80s. The 80s. Know your time periods, frickin' idiot. Anyway, whatever. It was whatever. This movie is alright. I just wouldn't watch it again. I got somewhat frustrated, and then somewhat was like, oh wow, I actually kind of like this movie a little bit, and then again I was like, I don't like this movie again. And watching this movie, it was kind of like the cycle. There was some moments I was like, ha, I get it, haha, funny. And then some moments I was like, oh great, thanks for that, I guess, okay, oh, whatever. I kind of felt middling about this movie. It didn't really hit with me. It kind of was just like, eh. This is like the equivalent of a $5 gas station sandwich. So I gotta give this movie like a solid 6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 deals at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad, I'll see you later, my salad croutons, bacon bits. Can I go over here? I don't see a way down. Can I get down over here? I don't see a way down. Can I get over here? I see a way down.